couple of years ago, we did a convening. We brought local organizations working in the area of mental health together to identify what do you see in the area of mental health. So we kind of distilled it down, and mental health, youth mental health is what we decided was something we really needed to focus on because that's our future. And when you start looking at the data, 1 in 3, a study last year, 1 in 3 teens are experiencing anxiety and depression. I mean, that's huge.
So we have done these community funding projects, I think now for 2 or 3 years. And you get a certain insight into the needs of the community based on the projects. And it's been noticeable in every year there has been more and more demand for teen mental health. We're sort of hardwired as a species to want to engage one-on-one with people. And it was appropriate to socially distance during COVID and all that went with that. But we also forgot how to walk into a room with a bunch of strangers and find that point of human connection. And so having these facilities in the community for teens who are figuring out who they are, just having those things where people can connect, and it makes us more complete as people. And I'd like to believe that it eases some of those mental health pressures we're seeing in our society.
One of the key areas that was really lifted up to us was teen mental health. And to provide something that was more impactful and more relevant and more engaging than just creating a teen space. We looked not only at Ys across the country, but also other nonprofits and how they were doing impactful and meaningful work for teens. And that's really how we landed on our partnership with the Alive Center. Thanks to the DuPage Foundation for really steering us in that direction. That has led to nearly a year of conversations and discussions and planning that has culminated with us bringing that program to our Y and also to teens in the communities that we serve.
The Alive Center is a nonprofit organization that is focused on empowering teens. So the mission is to create teen-led, teen-driven centers to empower the youth of today to become the confident and passionate leaders of tomorrow. I think they need spaces that aren't intense, where they're not being graded and they're not being videotaped or put on Instagram or something, where they can just relax and have fun and de-stress and really explore who they are. I feel like we've lost sight of the fact that kids need to be kids. Giving them spaces where they can be themselves, but also where they're supported, where there's adults around that care about them and ask them about their day, and if they're going through something hard, have someone to talk to. The Teen Advisory Board, we get kids that really are interested in leading and hands-on leading. We're told that in other places when they lead, they're still told what to do. So we let them come up with ideas, right? We let them lead them. We let them execute the programs. They create the curriculum for their programs and they do it. We'll take a look at it and make sure it looks good, but other than that, it's up to them.
I applied for the Teen Advisory Board because I saw it through working here at the Y and a little bit through my high school. And working with kids is something that's important to me. My family is a foster family. So seeing the effect that having a community has, having peers to work with is something that I know is important. I think having resources and having a place to be yourself, having a place to be around your peers is definitely something important for teenagers. Being able to express themselves, being able to just go and be in other people's company is important for teens' mental health and for teens to grow.
I happened to go there one day and met with some of the kids, and to see how comfortable they were and how excited they were to be at the center and just the pride they had. And you don't often see that in kids. A lot of kids will do sports or they're in drama, but there's kids that aren't in any of that. And where do they fit in? And that's where I think the Live Center, they sort of figure out what what I like to do. And it might be cooking. It might be just playing a pickup basketball game in the gym, but just seeing them be themselves and to lead for younger kids and to build those leadership skills. And I think a lot of kids want to do that. They just don't know how.
There's a great class called the Youth Teen Mental Health class, and they have 15 protective factors that build resilient kids, strong, positive mental health. And the Alive Center meets 12 of them. And so this is the simplicity of this after-school program. They are things like being close to at least one adult, healthy recreation, avoiding alcohol and drugs, community bonding, right? And these are the simple things that we do at the Alive Center to help kids feel safe, a safe space to discover who they are, to make mistakes, so they can be more resilient, because that's where positive mental health comes from. The YMCA is one of the best known brands in the nation. It is our honor just to partner with an organization that has such a brand, such a name, and this YMCA in particular, just so much success and respect in the community. So I just think together we can do beautiful things.